Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Edith and I like to read books and yap about them to you guys. And it's been a while since I've sat in front of a camera talking, and by been a while, I think it's been a week or something. I took a little bit of a break because I had a break from school and everything, so I went to visit my aunt and then I went to visit my dad, and then I just got home yesterday and it's Monday, and in exactly a week I turn 21. Yeah, so I have been thinking about what to do to celebrate my birthday, and the first plan I had was to reread old favorites, but honestly not feeling that. Maybe we'll feel it at some point, so I thought instead let's just spend my last week as a 20-year-old together mood reading. First, I am already reading Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Stone. I am 61% through this book. Yeah, 61%, and I have an hour and 50 minutes left, so basically 2 hours, which feels like nothing. I'm not obsessed with it, and I could not tell you a single thing wrong with the book. I'm just not feeling it. I'm really not. So I do think we are going to maybe put this down. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Like I said, I couldn't tell you a single thing wrong with this book. It is really great, and I'm annoyed at myself because I can't tell why I'm not enjoying it, but I'm just not. I'm not feeling it, and maybe that's my sign I should put it down. We'll figure that out. Whichever clip comes next will show you guys. If it's me reading on my Kindle, we continued this, and if it's me reading another physical book, we obviously DNF'd it, so. Without further ado, let's get into the last week of me being 20. Alright, it is the next day, Tuesday. Yesterday, I only read the first 20-something pages in My Friends, even though I said this was going to be kind of a challenge to see how much I can read in a week. I read 20 pages, and I was exhausted yesterday, so I didn't read any more than that. These are falling out. I'm always scared when I take them out if it's going to ruin the sound, but we'll do it anyway. Let me see what I need. I am preparing lunch, and then I'm gonna sit outside, eat that, and then we're gonna finish Promise Me Sunshine. I'm genuinely just too far into it, and I'm not hating it or hating is such a strong word. I'm not hating it. So I'm like, no, I DNF too easily. Sometimes you need to push through a book, even if you're not loving it. So that's my plan. One cut up tomato. While we're cutting it up, I want to talk a little bit about the book before I sit down to finish it, and also my thought process with continuing it, which half the reason I was I'm gonna continue it anyway was honestly because I didn't want to drag a hardback with me to school, and then I rode on the bus, and now I have an hour left. It does say an hour and 12 minutes, but I think it's counting an expert. Is that what it's called? An X something from another book, and the acknowledgements and all that. So less than an hour is what we have left of it. And I was okay, so I have to finish this. I want to finish it because like like I just said, I'm not hating the book. I'm just also not fully 100% obsessed with the book. I don't think I've connected to the characters, or not think, I know that I have not connected to the characters, and I just feel like a book like this, it's kind of important to connect to the characters, because like, sure, I still feel bad for her, but I think I would feel even worse if like I connected a lot to her. If that makes any sense at all. I feel like I'm making no sense, and it's probably annoying that I'm cutting this while talking because it makes a very loud background noise. So basically, I haven't connected to the characters from the start, and I think that plays a very big part in how I'm feeling right now, because it is a little bit hard to now root for them as a couple when I didn't connect to them as individual characters. I think that makes sense. I think that actually makes a lot of sense. Also, I guess it's also kind of the timing. I did start this right as I finished season 3 of the OC, and if you know anything about season 3, like the finale of that, you know that season 4 also, like the first part of that, deals a lot with grief as well, which this book also does. I don't even think I've gotten into that, but like basically Lenny, our female main character's best friend, dies of cancer, and she gets like a weekend job as a nanny and meets the kid's uncle, and he apparently knows like a lot about grief, so he's like helping her grieve in a way, and in return she's helping him get closer with his niece and his sister. So I was like, I just felt like there was grief everywhere, and I'm the type of person who runs around daily thinking about what would happen if somebody I cared about died. So I'm just also not sure if, I mean, I love the subject of grief in a book, and I think she's handling it really well. I've never lost anybody as close to me as like a best friend, so obviously I'm not the best to like tell you guys if that's being handled well, but I think like grief as a whole in the book is being handled really well, and I do think she has some beautiful writing, and I can totally see why this is a lot of people's like favorite romance book ever, and why people are obsessed with it, because I do think there's something in the writing that's been, or like just something that I think has been missing from romances. My lunch is ready. It actually looks really good. It looks like someone amazing made this, which that's good. I'm going to take this lunch outside, and I'm gonna be reading until I finish this book, just so that way we have it out of the way, honestly. And then we might continue with my friends. We might be in the mood for another romance. I don't know. That's why I'm like also decided to continue reading this one, was because I was sitting today watching something that made me wanna read a romance, and then I was like, oh, but I'm literally DNFing a romance. So I decided not to DNF it, but it's just not giving me what I think I want in a romance. It's all a little bit much, honestly, to like put into words, because I'm not sure I get my own thought process. I just know I'm not enjoying myself at all, very much, at least. And I think that should be like the most important thing about your rating of a book, and like your experience should be, are you enjoying it? Yes or no? So while I can see that it is a very well written book, I am not enjoying it. So I was about to be like, let's get it over with, but I feel like that's so unfair to like a movie that a book that I just said was actually really good. So I finished Promise Me Sunshine, as in just finished, and see, you would think with no third act breakup, I would be like elated, and I am. I do think I love the fact that it didn't have a third act breakup. I didn't love the entire ending, but I loved that fact about the ending. For like a rating, I'm so conflicted because I'm like, I think the book in itself is a 4-star, but I think my like experience with the book is low-key a 2-star. So I think we're gonna land on a 3-star, somewhere in between. You know, it gets a good rating because I can acknowledge the fact that this was a great book. I can acknowledge the fact that it had great writing. I can acknowledge the fact that it spoke about a very important subject in a very touching way. I can, however, also accept the fact that I didn't connect to the characters. I didn't read it at the right time. I had too much grief going on in like the media I was consuming, so it just wasn't like a good idea. I'm gonna put these back up actually. My mom called. And I completely lost what I was saying, what we were doing. A 3-star. And I think I've already said like the basis of it. Oh yeah, I was going through the like all the plus that I can like acknowledge that, but I can also acknowledge the fact that deep down I just really didn't enjoy this book. Also, there is one spice scene in this. You could easily skip it. I kind of rushed through it because I don't know. I feel like some romance books just really do not need spice, and this was one of them. And I kind of like there were some cringy parts about the spice scene that I just couldn't get over. So yeah, all in all, 3 stars. I am very happy with that, and that does mean that I read over 100 pages on my Kindle today already. So as for next read, I went kind of insane earlier on Amazon and I downloaded a bunch of books. I'm not gonna make a decision sitting here with my phone filming these, so the decision is going to be between My Friends, Maybe in Another Lifetime, and The Worst Best Thing. I'm going to stop sitting here and looking out into nothing, and I'm gonna do some schoolwork, and then eventually we will start The Best Worst Thing. Alright, it is Thursday afternoon. Whoa. Oh. The dishwasher was done and it's right in front of me and it opens by itself. But I heard it, so it didn't just hit me. I heard it. Could everything just shut the fuck up for a second? Oh god, now it's hot here. I'm here to talk to you guys about the best worst thing. And I absolutely love this book. I'm not done yet. I'm only 86% into it, which means I have an hour and 45 minutes left, and I would love to finish that today. My absolute like goal when I have to have it finished is tomorrow afternoon, for like, not like have to for anything, but just for my own personal goal. Well, like my dream would be to finish it today. And like I don't have any other plans today. I don't have school tomorrow. So I have plenty of time for this, and then I would love it if we could squeeze in one more book over the weekend, possibly My Friends by Frederick Backman, or possibly, honestly, continue the Throne of Glass series, or maybe anything else, honestly. But this book, this is the shit. This is what I've been missing from romances. And I can't even tell you what this book does differently that other books doesn't, except for the fact that I am feeling for the characters. I am invested in the story. I'm invested in the romance. I love our male main character. I love a hot nerd, okay? I just do. And that's literally how he's described, is like hot, and then he's a complete nerd and plays D&D, which I would actually love to play D&D someday. I just need, some friends to play it with. I can't tell you what this does that the last one didn't do to make me connect with the characters. I can just tell you how I'm feeling, and that is so freaking connected to these characters. I love them so much. And we just had our first spicy scene, and while it's been so long, the last book I read where a spicy scene made me feel anything was The Right Move, Ryan Shea. And while this didn't completely do the same thing, it certainly was the first one that got me like interested. It's the first romance book in a while where I haven't like skipped through the spicy scenes. Yeah, so safe to say I am really, really freaking enjoying this book. So enjoying it, it's so good. And I'm so happy I decided to pick this up, because like it wasn't actually even on my mind, but then I was like, I need a romance. Actually, I feel like I went through all of this with you guys before, but like I wanted a romance, and I knew I had to read this at some point, and I was like, let me just give it a try. It is in fact worth the hype. Everybody I've seen that like I watch online who've read this loved it. So I don't know, but then again, everybody else also loved Promise Me Sunshine, and as we have already gone through, I did not love that book. I am however loving this. I did tell you guys what Promise Me Sunshine was about, right? So I should probably tell you guys what this is about. This is about a girl. Our female main character has been married for like 5 years, trying to get pregnant for about as long, and they've had like multiple miscarriages, all that sort of stuff. So like trigger warning for that. If that is like a trigger for you at all, please do not read this, because at one point, I was reading it at the beach yesterday, and at one point she's talking, okay. So she has had a hard time getting pregnant, has had a bunch of failed like miscarriages, all of that sort of stuff. And then they're finally about to try their very last effort, which is like a surrogate mother. And the day that she is like out there helping the surrogate mother, she comes home to her husband in bed with the dog walker. Yeah, the barely legal dog walker. Yeah, and then we followed that plotline, because it then turns out, I'm pretty sure this is on the back. Otherwise, I'll edit it out. I'm pretty sure it's on the back though. There's a romance between her and someone she used to work with. So we get like a little bit of flashbacks between them, and then we get the like now what's actually happening without any cheating, of course, because like back then in the flashbacks, there's no like actual thing happening, but you can like feel the energy there. Yeah, and I love him. I love Logan so much. I do. Yeah, and what I was saying with the trigger warnings, there's a scene when she's like confronting the husband where she puts it in such descriptive terms that I think I've never heard a book do before. Like I felt physically ill for a moment at the beach yesterday reading the way she like put it to him. If you've read the book, you will know which line I'm talking about, because that was insane to read. But yeah, I'm really, really, really loving this book. Honestly, might be a 5-star. I know I just said earlier that it's not like quite a 5-star because there's some small things, but now I like can't think of any small things except for like the one little prediction I had in the middle of the spicy scene, but I don't feel like that's the book's fault, you know? Book-wise, perfect. Perfect. So I would love to finish that today. There is nothing better in life than the sun shining, a nice cheese, and a possible 5-star book. No, ma'am.
Force of will. Everything is white with shades of pain. Eye movement detected, my tormentor says. What's 2 plus 2? The whiteness lessens.
Good morning, it's Friday. It is the start of my last weekend of being 20. I don't know why this specific birthday I'm so like, this is the last part of this and this and this. Today, I have been cleaning and listening to an audiobook. I started Project Hail Mary. I finally got a new credit and can finally listen to it. I'm already 15% into it. Yeah, and I'm not done cleaning yet. I need to finish up the kitchen, the dishes, all of that, vacuum, everything, and then I can sit down. So I'm gonna keep listening to that. Really, really enjoying it. I am very happy I decided to go with the audiobook, even though it is on my wish list, so maybe I'll get it for my birthday physically. But if the audiobook keeps being this good, I will wanna have it physically anyway, so yeah. I am, like I said, really, really enjoying it. There is a lot of science talk where I'm just letting it fly because I'm I know I'm not gonna obtain any of this stuff. But it is very good. And he's so funny. The narrator's really good and the character's just written very funny, and it's just, yeah. It's a quick and easy audiobook, and if you're people are overhyping it, I don't think so far. I definitely think that I get why people are read the audiobook, please. So, 15% into that. And I did in fact finish The Best Worst Thing yesterday, and it is in fact a 5-star. It is in fact a 5-star. I don't know what to tell you guys. This was just every single thing I have been wanting in a romance for the past year. I think it's been, I know I recently read Sounds Like Love and gave that 5 stars, but in comparison to this one, I did actually think that I would probably only put it down to a 4.75 because I did really enjoy that book. But this is just, yeah. I complain a lot about third act breakups, and it's not because I don't think third act breakups can be good. Case in point, it's because they need to have a good enough reason. I don't would like a third act breakup where I'm left being that could have been solved really easily, you know? This one, it made sense. There was so much heavy shit going on, so it made complete and utter sense. Yeah, honestly, I feel I don't have that much to add other than that, because that's kind of the stuff I didn't talk about yesterday when I was talking about this book. I love Logan. I need myself a hot nerd with ADHD immediately, as I wrote in my review, which he doesn't need to have ADHD, but I think it would go well with my own personality. So anyway, really love this book, and it deserves all the hype it has gotten, and it's on Kindle Unlimited, but I still would love to own it physically. Yeah, I really love this one. So, but other than that, we are gonna continue with My Friends by Fredrik Backman, and honestly, my hopes are to finish this weekend so we can like wrap it up in the video, and that way I can be like, yeah, My Friends by Fredrik Backman was the last book I read when I was 20. Without further ado, let's get into the kitchen, finish all the stuff I need to do with the rest of, not the rest, but with more of this audiobook, and then we can physically read this at some point once I have the time to just sit down and relax for a minute. Alright, Sunday has officially almost come to a close, which means this vlog needs to come to a close. I did film quite a lot today, but I don't think I'm gonna use probably any of it because it was all like meal prep cooking, and this video was long enough without me filling it up with cooking when it's not even a video about that. But I cooked for most of the day, and then my mom's friend came over, we had cake, and I got some gifts. And first of all, I got Project Hail Mary, the physical book, and I officially put a little card in for where I am in the audiobooks. So for record, this is how far I made it before the end of this video. And then I did also get the second book in the Crescent City series. I had put the entire like box set on my wish list, but then went to the bookstore and she would only find this one, so she bought this one. I might exchange it for another book. I might exchange it for the first book in the series, just so I at least have that, or I might keep it and just buy the first and third book in the series, because I do want to eventually, once I get through Throne of Glass, to read this entire series, but I will figure all of that out in my own time. Reading wise, I haven't read anything yet today. I will read a little bit more before bed, but not enough to finish the book, and therefore I won't be able to give you my finishing thoughts anyway. But I did get just about halfway, which is page 205, and really enjoying this book. I am very interested to see where it goes. Like with Anxious People, I feel like it took me a little bit to get back into his writing, but it didn't take as long because I feel like I knew what I was going into. And so far already in this book, I've laughed and cried. So it could potentially be another 5-star read. I do not know. I will probably at some point talk about it again if it is even in that realm. And I'm excited to be going into being 21 with this book and this audiobook, which I don't have any more updates on this either. I didn't listen to that much more than the last time I updated you guys, but it's funny. I really love the audiobook. It's interesting, and I cannot wait to be able to see the movie once I read this. So, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a like, comment down below, and, you know, wish me a happy birthday, since this will be posted on my actual birthday. And don't forget to subscribe, turn on your bell notifications so you get notified every single time I post a new video, which I will not be posting every single Saturday from now on. Instead, I will be posting whenever I have a video to post, because I started getting a little bit stressed out with the idea of having a video for every single week, and like sometimes I want to be able to take some time off. I have a vacation coming up in a week, and then I'm like stressed because I'm not sure I can read enough for a reading vlog before that vacation and coming up and all of that sort of stuff. So from now on, we will post whenever we have a video to post. So please subscribe, turn on your bell notifications, and stick around for that. And without further ado, I will see you all in the next one. Bye.